ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. So today our topic is getting the eyes to see God. This material body which we have has 5 senses. We use it to interact with this world, to get knowledge, to get experience, and to whatever desires we have to fulfill them. Okay, so with this body, we get all necessities and desires that we have. So for example, now, all of you are looking at me, hearing me, and gathering knowledge. Okay, and after we get the knowledge, we process it in our mind. We process it, we try to derive some benefit. So we have faith that these senses of ours, they're going to solve our problems and give us the knowledge that we need. Different species have different power of senses. For example, human, we have 5 senses, but our sense of smell is not like that of a dog or a wolf. They can smell very far away. They can smell the ground and come till a person who walked there, they can find him. Okay, for example, eyes, hawks, vultures, they fly so high up that we cannot see them, but from there they can spot some prey, different things which they want to eat. So they have more powerful senses than us. So the senses are different with different species. We have bats. Bats have sonar. We invented the sonar machine, and what is that called? Radar. But bats, they're able to naturally, they are blind, they cannot see, but they send a signal, and from the signal, well, I don't know how it is, they are able to find out the terrain and the surroundings based on that. So in this creation, everyone has senses. We have senses. Their senses are more powerful. Or if you don't mind, can you move in front? More people are coming, they have to be able to sit. Careful of the mic here, this video, sorry. So, yes, we all have senses, but what is different in the human being? We can gather the senses, sense information, and we have higher intelligence and discrimination and memory. We are able to process information and come to some valuable enlightenment. This is the difference between humans and animals. Even though we all have the senses. I'll give you an example. When there's thunder, all the dogs are running away. They can't understand what's happening. Why is such a loud sound? Especially on Diwali, you will not see them. They all are hiding. They can't understand. But we are hearing thunder, we understand rain is coming. And from Diwali, fireworks, we can understand. Okay? So in this way, humans can have deeper processing power. So, one thing though about our senses, these senses are limited. We have senses, we can gather information, but we have a limit of the senses. There are many limitations, but I'll give some main ones. You see now here, this is actually mentioned in the Vedas. Because everyone in this world is looking for knowledge. So Vedas contain knowledge. But some people may say, I don't have to look in the Vedas. I'll find my own knowledge. I'll do experiments. I'll do study, research. I'll get knowledge. But there's a problem, because Vedas explain 4 defects of the senses that we have. One is mistakes. For example, I can hear a sound coming from there, but I will think it's from here. So I can make a mistake based on that. For example, like a police car, they'll hear some loud sound and they'll go there thinking the gunshot came from there, but it came from here. So now we see scenarios where our senses can make mistakes. Next, imperfect senses. If you ask a small child, how big is the sun? Look at the sun, this big, 5 centimeters. They can't understand. Imperfect senses. So number one, we can make a mistake. Second, imperfect. Imperfect is that the information I derive can be not exactly what it is. Cheating propensity. Supposing a scientist does an experiment or another scientist does it and comes up with a reading, but this one is from a certain country, and he's saying no, it cannot be that he found the information. So he says, no, I found it. I did it before him. This happens a lot. So human beings have a cheating propensity. And fourth, illusion. Illusion means, according to modern science, I'm just a bag of chemicals. They don't accept the soul. When someone dies, chemicals. Still people cry. Why are you crying over chemicals? You have to explain that. But this is the idea, that people are illusion thinking that they are the body, but Shastra says no, we are the soul. Okay, now based on these four things, what do we say? That we are going in this world trying to get information, but there are limitations because of our senses. Okay, other limitations also. At night I can't see. If the light is off here, I can't see. Okay, I cannot see behind the wall. I cannot see underwater. So, based on these limitations, we can understand that we cannot properly utilize these senses for topics which are beyond this material world, or beyond what we can see and perceive. Beyond that, how can we use our senses? There's a limit. There are limitations. This is called transcendental. To get transcendental knowledge, these senses are not, they're not able to do that. Transcend means like we have this material world. If you transcend, go beyond, there's another nature. Okay? And I'll give example. I gave last week also, whoever came, that if anyone wants to find out what happens after death, we'll not know. We cannot know it. Even if someone dies, we want to ask him what happened. He's gone now. He cannot say anything. You have to wait till you die. But it's too late. I want to prepare before that. I want to understand what happens after death. Okay, another question, consciousness. Consciousness cannot be seen, heard, and so how can we find out about it? And so these questions, they're not dealt with in science, because only what they can see and hear. But the problem is that we cannot see and hear these things. A lot of things we can't see. So because of that, these senses have a limitation. I want to know who created this world, but I was not there when the world was created. I want to know who's managing. I'm looking around, I don't see anyone. So what will I conclude by not seeing anything? So now coming to little towards our topic, I want to see God. Many scriptures talk about a supreme personality. Not only scriptures, philosophers, and some sane scientists, they speak, looking at this world, that there must be someone, something behind it, who is controlling everything. Okay, so they speak of some supreme personality who has tremendous power and qualities more than us. Other people say there is nothing like that. Why? We can't see him. I can't see God. I can't see anyone there. Where is he? Show me. So they don't accept that, and they say everything is happening on its own. Just like that, the sun is going around. Just like that, sun is going around. Creation, it just happened. Photosynthesis, that's just happening like a machine. Of course, machine means someone is operating it. And if it's being operated on its own, no one is there. My God, how is it happening? No, it's doing on its own. But no, someone is far away operating it, or wireless or something. So some people say we cannot see him. He's not there. Now we have no experience of anything in this world which works without some someone who made it or who operated it. I'm talking about human creations. We see a river, we see an ocean, huge ocean. Who brought it? Who put it? Who is controlling that ocean, even though so much water is coming, it's not overflowing? Sometime it will overflow. That's again by design of the Supreme Controller. So we don't have experience of anything like that, just happening on its own. Some people say that. Okay, so other thing people say is that Supreme God you're talking about, there's nothing like that. It's just a figment of your imagination because you want some emotional support or sentimental support. They say that. Okay? But these people who say that there is a God, they say that he is the engineer of this universe and he's the material and efficient cause. In Srimad Bhagavatam it's written. Material cause means he provided all the material. It came out of him. Efficient cause means he caused it, physically he created. So they say that there is a personality who engineered this universe, who is the cause of everything, and he's maintaining. It's not a small task to maintain this universe. For example, the sun is generating huge amount of light and energy. Actually, the sun is the source of energy of this universe. And it's governing time. Actually, that is a deeper topic. It's in the Vedas, Surya Siddhanta. How sun is controlling time. Sun is operating on water. It evaporates water from the creation, splits the H2O and gets energy, and that's how it operates. This is what the Shastra says. So, the maintainer of the universe, movement of planets, seasons. Seasons are coming on time. On time, the plants are doing what they have to on the different seasons. The animals are doing that. Okay? Growth of the body. My body is growing. Your body is growing. Can someone explain me how you're growing? What are you doing? How you're doing it? We can't say. Because we are not doing it. We are just here. Then tomorrow we see, oh, this body is changing, it's growing. The body is operating under someone else, some other energy. Okay, so it's not a small task to manage this universe, to manage the body, to manage the creation. This personality is concluded that he is the most powerful personality because of his energy and power and everything. So who is right? Is there a God or not? Who is right? One thing we know in this whole world, theists, those who accept God, they are much more in majority than atheists. There are some people who say they're atheists, but it's not that hardcore atheist. They just cannot properly, philosophically ascertain that there's a God. And they're not 100% convinced. So we're not talking about those people who at the moment don't have information, so they're kind of on the fence. God, I don't know, maybe. Others are really against, heavily. They'll write huge papers and give lectures against God and targeting religious people. So, one thing is that those who accept God are in great majority. One thought that is causing so much confusion about whether there is a God or not is that if there's a personality who is origin of the whole creation, he is maintaining it, he designed it, he is the source of all ingredients, and he's the most powerful. Where is he? Where is he? I want to see him. This is a problem because people are saying there is a God. So our normal civilization now is very scientific and logic and senses based. Or do you know there's such a thing as a bat which actually sucks blood? Vampire bat. Okay, where is it? There in Brazil. Okay, in Amazon. Okay. There is such a thing as a fish which flies. They have flying fish. They go in the ocean, but they come out and fly for a few meters and go down. Okay. Oh, you know there is a personality who made this creation. He maintains and he's most powerful. Okay, where is he? I want to see it. So this kind of civilization based on senses. We are brought up like that now in our education system. Why? Because science is good, no issue with that. But we have to understand our senses are limited. If we want to base everything on our sight, it will be a problem. There's a lot of things we cannot see, which we have to accept. So now that we are brought up in this scientific way, which is okay, we were in scientific also in the Vedic age. But the other issue here is this idea before was put into people's mind properly, that there is knowledge which is transcendental. For that we have to accept things which we cannot substantiate. Okay, Vedic knowledge. Okay, so the question is, if there is a God, where is He? Why can't I see Him? I want to see Him. You're speaking about God. Okay, next thing, why can't I go and meet Him? I want to meet Him. I want to speak with God. Why can't I associate with Him? People ask, you're talking about this personality. And it's not that some people are challenging, offensive. They're just thinking, why not? Why is it? Why am I blocked from meeting God? Okay, that's a straightforward request. It's not crazy. It's reasonable. And if we can do that, it will solve the debate between God, theists and atheists. Okay? As I said, there are many theists, people who accept God in the heart because they're brought up like that traditionally, culturally, but they cannot substantiate, they don't have philosophy to say this is God, this is the reason, this and that. So they have a kind of shaky faith and they'll not speak, but they have that faith. It's called Komal Shraddha, that weak faith. It's not full because they cannot substantiate, but they accept it. So they just believe something, but are always being attacked by atheists. People are attacking. Show it, show me, and they cannot show. So one direct answer, show me God, I want to see God. Direct answer is that if we cannot see something, like I cannot show you God now, okay, we'll come to this topic, this seeing God, we'll come to that. I'm just mentioning, first of all, if someone says, I cannot see God, I don't accept, this is not a reasonable proposition, because if you're saying, if I cannot see something, it doesn't exist. Actually, there are many things we cannot see, or many things we have not experience of. If you look at people from forest, if you meet them, some of them have not come out to the city. Explain them, now you know we made some device by which human beings can fly up to 6-8 hours, and actually more, I think 18-12 hours now flights can fly. They'll not accept it. How is that possible? No, we can't accept. Why? We have not seen it. It's not in our experience. This is not a scientific, reasonable answer for not accepting something. That I've not seen that. A lot of things are there in this creation. So this is just giving an example, you know, that people won't accept a flying device because they have not seen it. Okay? There are places in this world, there are traditional people who can go underwater 5 minutes, 4 minutes, because they're doing it from birth. They search for oysters and then take pearls out. So others will not believe it, that they can hold their breath so long. But there are people like that. And because we didn't see, we may not accept. Okay, so this is the point, that if you cannot see something, we cannot say that that entity or phenomena does not exist. Okay, so another thing is, even though one has not seen something, we can substantiate, prove it by its effects. What effects it has produced and causes it has caused to happen. Okay? Now I'll give a practical example. A murderer, someone murders someone. He goes to the court, the judge, the jury, they contemplate the case and find out he's guilty, he's murdered. Were they there when he murdered? How can they say that? They were not there to see it. But they looked at the circumstantial evidence that at this time you were there and this camera shows you came here, and this and that. Based on that, we can conclude this person did it. So circumstantial evidence. We may not have to physically see something. We have to see the effect. Okay, can one of you tell me which country is north of USA? Who said? One person? Okay, don't be afraid. Like volunteer. Okay, thank you. So, north of USA is Canada, okay? You are sure? 100%. Okay, fine. Have you been to Canada? USA? Then how are you social? Map. Who made the map? I can draw a map. Okay, so not only him, all of you said Canada, but I bet you have not been. But you have taken a source of knowledge and accepted it. Because you understand, I cannot go and see everything. I have to accept the map of the universe, of this planet. A lot of things, this is our whole education system. Personally, you did not go and check all these things. Where are these countries? Greatest producer of iron is in Africa, in this country. We didn't check, but if I ask questions, you based your life and foundation knowledge on this. Okay, because you understand, I can't go personally and do that. Okay, one more question. Is there a country called Maldives? Yes, 100%. Who went there? No one, but you are sure. You watched the TV, you watched the news, you saw our head of state was there. Okay? But we never went there. So this is example of how we don't have to trust our senses all the time. We understand that some things I cannot see, I'll not be able to see, but I should accept an authority. Now the question is, what is that authority? We are taught authority has to be science. To a certain extent, okay. But what about beyond what we can see and hear? Science cannot tell you that. What happens after death? Who created this world? Who created this world? How is it operating? Science can't say that because it's based on senses. Okay? So, in this way we have to accept authorities, reason and logic to come to a conclusion. If we look at this creation, okay, so I was saying that it's not that we have to see something, but we should look at the effects, okay? Just like the murderer in a court. They prove he's a murderer even though no one was there to see it. It's accepted. Now look at this planet. We have a huge ocean surrounding the land. Who put it there? How has that ocean come there? We have a forest with a perfect ecosystem. One animal is eating the other, trees are producing oxygen, everyone's breathing that oxygen, then the birds eat the fruits, then they pass stool, that seed is dropped in the soil, a tree grows, another one. Ecosystem. It's complex. Every place has an ecosystem. Who designed it? How can this happen by chance? By chance, this animal came, it happens to like that fruit, and then it will eat the fruit and drop the seeds everywhere. You cannot say this is by chance. With great probability. Okay, so if we look at this planet, we see how variegated it is, okay, and we see how it's intricately designed. We look at a tiny fly. Our founder of our movement, he told the scientists, can you make a fly in your laboratory? Just a fly, small one. You cannot make a mosquito. Someone created it. All these animals have been created, we've been created in such a way that not only we are continuously reproducing, but the body is running, it's going on, everything's happening. Okay, even a tiny unicellular organism, it's so complex, it's not simple. It has a system for waste expulsion from the body, eating, digestion, so many things. Okay, so it's so intricate, it's so variegated, and it's perfect. The sun is the perfect distance. If it comes a little nearer, we'll all be roasted. If it goes away, we'll die because of no heat and light. So it's at a perfect distance, the moon and human being. We have a cooling and heating system. We are taking this for granted. But somebody thoughtful has to study all this and realize someone has designed this. It's very hard to say that no, it just happened. How can this happen? That a human being came like that. Okay, and they're talking about evolution. But by the way, evolution was never proved, it's still never proved. It's called evolution theory. Some things are missing. I don't know how much you know about this. Missing link. The missing link is, they say we evolved from monkeys. I can see the monkey. I can see the human. Where is the in between? It should be evolving, isn't it? 5% human, 6% human, 94% monkey, 8% human, 92, like that. It should be like that, but it's not. We didn't see these things. So anyway, that's a topic. Our origin, some are saying it just happened and we evolved. But if we look at this creation, we understand, I didn't see God, but there is a force who did it. And if you say it's not a person, it's a force. A force, a light, cannot be intelligent. Intelligence is a quality of a personality. Okay, so how can we say everything came on its own? We cannot see God, but we see clearly evidence of His existence if we just look around, look in your body, look at nature, look at photosynthesis, digestion process. We also find people who are, you see, generally we have these senses. So we are driven to enjoy the body, enjoy the senses. But you find spiritualists who don't do that. They don't do that. And yet they seem to be happy and living a life. If you ask them, they say, I'm in contact with God, I'm so happy, I'm so peaceful. So we had to take this into consideration and understand there is a force, there is a personality. So, existence of God can be substantiated like this. Okay, but our topic is getting eyes to see God. Okay? Now, as I said, still, I may have that question. But I want to see God. I was told I am made by a personality. I means soul. Body keeps changing, dying, and I get a new one. I was told that there's a person, He's creator, He's amazing, very powerful, great personality, and also very loving, because He keeps coming, sending scriptures in different parts of the world for people to know Him. And He sends personalities to tell everyone, stop suffering, read this, do this. So, I want to know this personality. Can I see God? Where should I go to see God, and who should I approach? According to the Vedas, we have different scriptures. Our premise is that the Vedas is it's accepted, not our opinion, as the most highest philosophical work known to man. Deeply philosophical, speaking about living entity, this planet, different energies acting on us, very lengthy process of creation. Even the structure of this universe and the spiritual world, this is taken from the Vedas. It's denoting spiritual world, material world. Even material world we don't understand, but that is structured, everything is given in the Vedas. So, this, in Vedic knowledge, it is explained how one can see God. Where is He? It says, He's everywhere. Vasudevam sarvamiti. Many verses are there. Sarvam khalvidam brahma. The Supreme is everywhere. Not that He's here or there. He's everywhere. Some of you would have heard of the Narsingha Leela. Movie is coming out soon. This Mahavatar Narsingha. So where did he come out of? Pillar. Okay. So, if you know the story, Hiranyakashipu was saying, where is He? Is He in the pillar? Yeah, He's everywhere. He's in the pillar. Then how can that be? I built the pillar, he was thinking. But He came out of the pillar. Actually, God is everywhere. Okay? This is the point. The Vedas explain that Supreme God is everywhere. Okay? So can you see? Can you see Him? He's everywhere, but we cannot see. Okay, now we may say, I can't see, so He's not there. But I can't see my nose. You see, my nose is here. I can't even see that, even though it's so near to me. So, again, we don't have to trust the eyes. If we want to see a planet, we have to approach a scientist. The scientist will tell us what is a planet, then give us a telescope and train us to see a planet, an asteroid, whatever, black hole. We'll be trained, okay? If I want to see chemicals, the chemist will, the chemical engineer will teach us how to see chemical, how to recognize different chemicals. There has to be training given and materials, okay? Similarly, if we want to see God, we have to follow a process. There is a process to follow, and there is instruments that we have to use. Okay? Because, as we mentioned in the beginning, senses are not perfect. At the moment, Bhagavad Gita tells us that our actual senses have been covered. So, there is a process by which all of us can see God. This is given in Srimad Bhagavatam clearly. So, although God is everywhere, we cannot see Him. We need to correct our instrument. The senses have to be purified. This is what is written. So, there is a verse, okay, this is coming in one of the Vedas, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that says, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste remnants of Lord's food, the tongue is purified. One gradually comes to understand who Krishna is. Actually, you see the shlok is short, but we'll not understand if it's a literal translation. This verse is saying, with our material senses we cannot see God. This is a problem. We don't have the proper instruments. Actually, all of us can see God. Why not? Why should God restrict? If we become qualified, Supreme God is very happy. Yes, see me and I'll see you. I mean, why don't we come together? Because actually, according to the Vedas, Upanishads say that originally we were all with God, but we fell down here. That's another long story. Okay, so we all emanated from God. Vedanta Sutta says, Eko Bahusyam, Supreme Lord is one, then He created many others. Okay, we are all spiritual beings. This is a material body. What's the difference between matter and spirit? Matter, this is matter, Jadavastu, matter. Matter will destruct one day. It's temporary and it's not conscious. But soul, Atma, me, we have Chetana, we have consciousness. Okay, so this body is matter. But originally we are all souls, we have spiritual nature. The spirit soul is trapped in this body. We have a spiritual mind, spiritual senses, spiritual body. Our original body, it's described in Shastra as Swarup. Rup means form, Swarup, his original form. This is not original form, it will die. Anything which has beginning has an end. This body was born, it's temporary. But there is an eternal form of all of us, our spiritual form, which has to manifest. And there's a procedure for that. So, originally we have spiritual mind, intelligence, but they became covered by material energy. In Shastra it's explained, just like a drop of water falls from the sky, when it falls, it's pure, it's transparent. But when it touches the ground, it becomes muddy. So we were once in a pure state, but because of this material energy, we got covered. Bhagavad Gita explains in one verse, Avrittam jnanam etena jnanino nitya vedina. Avrita means covered. Avrittam jnanam etena, that the knowledge of the soul became covered. Jnanino means someone who has a lot of knowledge. We have full knowledge. Who am I? What is this world? Who is the Supreme? We had it, but it became covered by the material energy. So, this is why with covered senses, we are not able to see spiritual things. We can see material things. If one becomes purified to a higher consciousness, it's explained here. At a higher state of consciousness, by practice of spiritual activities, one becomes purified, is able to see God. So we have to come to the uncovered state. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a verse in the 4th canto. There Lord Shiva is speaking to Devi, and he's telling her that the Supreme Lord is called Vasudev. Vasudev has many meanings. One is that son of Vasudev, but another meaning is all-pervading. Another meaning means that he's completely spiritual and pure. Sanskrit is like that. One word can have so many meanings. So Lord Shiva is telling Devi that I see the Supreme Lord. I'm able to see him. Why? He says that because I'm fully spiritual, so I'm able to see him. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam, he says. Sattvam, in this context, Tattva means heart or mind. Sattvam Vishuddham, because I'm perfect spiritually. I'm not in Maya, I'm not having material covering. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. And that Supreme Vasudeva personality is known as Vasudeva. He says, I am able to see him. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. Yat iyate tata Bhagwan apavritam. One who is in a pure state is able to see Bhagavan, God. So one has to come on that level. That's in that verse, it goes in detail after that, how one can become purified. But we'll just mention here that one has to come to this uncovered spiritual state. In that state, we will be happy, full of knowledge and eternal. We will not undergo birth and death again. Sat Chit Anand. At the present moment, we are living life, but there are many disturbances, anxieties, because we are not in our original state. So to become purified, there's a process. This process is given in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. It's known as Bhakti Yoga. Yoga is a word, we know what it means, but actual deeper meaning of yoga is combine. Yoga, Viyog is disconnect. So Bhakti Yoga is how to combine and connect with God again through the process of Bhakti. Bhagavad Gita explains different yoga systems. But Bhakti Yoga is said to be the highest form. In Gita it says, in chapter 6, last verse, the best way to come back to our spiritual nature, become purified, be able to see the Supreme Lord. So Bhakti translates to English as devotional service. Devotional service. There are many words in Sanskrit, or not only in languages derived from Sanskrit here in India, but if we have to use it, say in English, it's very difficult. The concept is not there. So one word is bhakti. Srila Prabhupada, he said bhakti, some people translate as devotion. But if we use that word, someone can just say, yes, I have bhakti, devotion. But Prabhupada explained, it's action-oriented. We serve the Lord. Physically we serve, we clean, we come to the temple, we do arati, we cook and make bhog offering. Physically one has to engage in service to the Lord. Because in this planet, everyone is engaged in serving different things. Different personalities, serving our senses. We have lust, envy, anger, greed, and so many things we have. So we are serving these things. But Prabhupada explained, bhakti means devotional service. When we start physically to serve the Supreme Lord. Doesn't mean you have to physically so much change your life. We have to just integrate it. So, devotional service. When we do this, what happens? The covering goes. We are pure spirit soul. We have spiritual senses, spiritual mind. We are supposed to be able to know everything and see everything. But we became covered by this material energy, Maya. It covered us. Now we cannot see. I cannot see God even though He's everywhere. How to see God? We have to practice devotional service. We have to, in Bhagavad Gita it says, associate with the spiritual energy. How? Connecting to God in service. And actually, bhakti, there are 9 forms of bhakti. I tried to get a good image, this is the best I could do, but in Srimad Bhagavatam, they explain there are 9 forms of bhakti, starting from top left, then the middle, then the right, then second row, left, middle, right, like this. There's 2 shlokas which explain that there are different forms of devotion that one can do. By doing bhakti, devotional service, regularly, then our spiritual senses and body, mind slowly manifest, because all of us have it, but it's covered. Gradually it opens, becomes more and more. At the time that we are dying, if we are spiritually perfect, we don't come back. If not, we are put in a situation where we take birth in a very spiritual family, so that whatever is remaining, only that we have to finish in our process. This is given in chapter 6 of Gita, where Arjuna asked the question that you're telling me to do bhakti, but then what happens to the yoga brashta? He says that one is practicing bhakti, he didn't finish. What will happen to him? So then Krishna tells Arjuna that prapya punakritam lokan purusha shashvati samaha. He will go to very high planets, Swarga, then he'll take birth, Shuchinam Shimatam Gehe Yoga Brashta Vijayate. He'll take birth in either a very rich family or very holy family, pious family. But if he was very advanced in bhakti, he says that Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. Then he'll take birth in a family who are spiritually very advanced. So from beginning he gets opportunity to finish off his this process. So as I said, there are 9 forms of bhakti. But for us to begin on this process, the first is called Shravan, top left. Shravan means hearing. We have to hear, more and more we have to hear about the teachings from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad, because we have lost this knowledge. We have to get knowledge again, then how we can become purified. So this knowledge has to be heard. Just like now you're in college, you're trying to get knowledge about how to do some process in your degree. So that requires every single day you sit and hear, isn't it? So similarly, the principal thing for bhakti to develop is Shravanam. Shravana means we have to hear. So traditionally we'll hear in the Gurukul, so now that's not there. We can even hear on YouTube lectures, or here we have lectures. The point is we have to hear. Shravanam. Second, Kirtan. So these 2 are the most important. Kirtan means glorifying the Supreme Lord or chanting His names. In this age of Kali, the fastest way of advancement, the method that has been given is Harinam Sankirtan. There's one verse that in Kali Yuga, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatir Anyatha. It says in Brihan Naradya Puran that in Kali Yuga, the way for self-realization is Harinam, Harinam, 3 times mentioned, Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. In Kali Yuga, someone might say, is there another way? No, there's no other way, 3 times. Kalau nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatir anyatha. To attain perfection, one has to constantly chant. Actually, the mantra is given, this Hare Krishna mantra comes in Kali Santran Upanishad. So now, for us to become purified in a pure state, to again be able to see God, this sounds like something amazing in this material world, because no one has information of God, even how He looks. But Vedas are so detailed. They give the form of God, where He is residing, how to come, everything is given. So for us to go there, the method is given, and actually, this is the goal of life. Bhagavad says, why did we enter this human species? Because there are 84 lakh species. Different species have different sense strength, because in past life, they were humans but misused the body, so they were like to do certain activities. They are given the body to do that activity, swimming, mountain climbing, flying, whatever they want to do. But the human form, goal of human life is to acquire that knowledge and practice spiritual life and get liberated. This is the function of the human body. By chanting, hearing, reading is also hearing, extension, taking prasadam, we become spiritualized and we are able to see God one day. There are narrations in Srimad Bhagavatam from very ancient histories of how different people attain perfection. Supreme Lord came to them, or came in their dream, or in their heart, in their mind, and saw them, and by their practice. So in this way, it is something anyone can do if they follow. There is no bar. There is no bar that you have to be born from here or this or that family or this. Anyone can, because we are all souls. Why shouldn't the soul meet God? We can, but we have to follow the process. Just like in material world, you want to see a planet, you're given a telescope, you're given education to do that. You want to see an atom, there's some experiments. Anything you do, you have to train, you have to learn. So you have to follow the process, take it, and then we can become purified. We can come on the spiritual life, a spiritual level. Once we are on the spiritual level, we stop suffering. Suffering is a product of the material world. And we are able to see God directly. So, getting the eyes, how do you see God? Getting the eyes to see God is achieved by process of bhakti. Not only eyes, ears, everything is spiritual, then we can see God. This is the purpose of life. This is the purpose of the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita says, chapter 15, text 15, Krishna says, Vedeshcha sarver aham eva vedya. The goal of all Vedas is finally to realize me, to realize God. Okay, so we should use this human life now that we have. We should chant. This mantra has come in Kali Santan Upanishad. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's in different, now all over the world it's spread, because the lessons, the teachings have gone through ISKCON. But anyone can chant and read books, come to knowledge, begin process of bhakti, and you don't have to change your life. As you are, continue, but we have to integrate it in our life. Okay, Hare Krishna. So I hope we answered the question. Does anyone have any question further, what we spoke about? Yeah.
As you mentioned that we emanate from God.
Yes.
A question I have is, in Bhagavad Gita it's mentioned that the soul has no beginning. So if we have no beginning, how did we emanate from God?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are verses which say soul has no beginning. It says, Najayate mriyate va kadachin. We are never born. And in another one it says, Natve vaham jatunasam. In chapter 2, text 12, there it says, Krishna is telling Arjun, you don't have a beginning, neither do I. That is true. At the same time, there are verses which say, Eko Bahusyam, Supreme Lord, from him emanated the souls. So now how to understand that? Actually, some parts of Veda, it will be, in our state to understand, it will be difficult. In the purport there it's written, Prabhupada writes, that yes, souls have no beginning. This verse is saying this. So because it says that, we accept that. But at the same time, as a soul, we have no beginning. It's true. Now how to reconcile? Some parts of the philosophy is, because Supreme Lord is achintya, inconceivable. So some aspects of knowledge is given, but we have to understand that the Supreme is Supreme. Some parts of will we not be able to understand now, but in purified stage we will understand. Both are given. We are eternal, other we are emanated from Supreme. Okay, any other question? So who came for the first time? Great, okay, so welcome. Every Sunday we have a program, we talk on different theme topics of Bhagavad Gita, okay? Anyway, we'll remind you on the phone, but you're free to every Sunday make a plan and visit. And we have different activities, and even during the weekdays, we have daily Arati, 6:30 to 7, as we did today. During the weekdays, anyone can come and just take part in our Arati, Kirtan, Okay, that is there. And every morning we are starting Srimad Bhagavatam class. Anyway, we have it daily. But now they changed the timing. We'll have it from 7 to 7:45 online. The link will be shared on the groups that you're in. Okay, fine. So we can end it here. Oh, one last thing is that soon we are starting catering, prasadam catering. That for students only who wants to be able to take prasadam, that is bhoga, which is cooked in a satvika, then offered to Krishna, it becomes prasad. By taking prasad, we advance, it's very powerful. So we have only a few slots, and whoever wants, there's a charge, and 3 times a day, we are preparing prasad. You can come here, and if you cannot come, it can be somehow delivered inside. So whoever's interested, you can speak to Akhiladar there, he's at the back, okay? So we are starting 1st August. Okay, so we'll end here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. If you have further question, you can ask after the class.
One question is there online.
Okay, what is it?
It's asked by Yash Goyal question.
Yeah.
Is it possible that not all questions have been asked earlier in time, and due to that we still might not have answers to everything? Is it possible that not all questions have been asked earlier in time, and due to that we still might not have answers to everything?
No, answers can be provided in Shastra and by those who are self-realized. Because a person who has realized God, he actually is in connection with God. Krishna says, one who's coming to me, I link to his intelligence. He says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yanamam upayanti. That means our intelligence connects to Krishna. Therefore, we get perfect knowledge how to come. Even if we don't know how to find, but we will be given insight, inspiration by God. So that's not a fact. All the answers can be found either in the Vedas or people who are basing their life and who are practicing bhakti, so attained enlightenment, they can answer. Not me, there are people like that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, now we'll serve prasadam, so everyone can rise up and we'll roll these mats, put them in the